Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about something that I get questioned about a lot, and that is, what is the number one thing that I should eat in order to get pregnant? I get this question all the time, and it's definitely a layered answer because there isn't just one thing that you should eat that is going to help you get pregnant, but there is one group of foods that can lead to better outcomes when it comes to your hormonal balance, when it comes to ovulation, when it comes to just making your body overall baby friendly. And we are going to talk about it today. But first, I just want to remind you, I'm Bianca, fertility diet and lifestyle coach, professionally trained chef, and certified holistic nutritionist, and I help people get and stay pregnant, and I hope that what you learn in this video helps you do just that. So we are currently living in a protein-obsessed society. Protein is being put in everything. Protein water, protein pizza crust, protein chips. And that is outside of the traditional like protein bars and protein shakes. Like, everybody is so protein obsessed. And while protein is very, very important to making your body baby friendly, weight loss, muscle gain, all of those things, the primary macro when you are thinking about your fertility is actually fat. And so many people are eating so much protein, but it's low fat type of protein. So chicken breast, they're eating really lean fish. They're eating lots of lean, just protein types, maybe a lot of tofu. Maybe again, they're relying on a lot of these protein enhanced foods as opposed to whole foods. And this is where I think a lot of people are kind of going down the wrong rabbit hole. Now, like I said, protein, amazing. We love protein. But when you are thinking about your hormones, when you are thinking about pregnancy and trying to get pregnant, you need to be focused on fat. Good sources, high quality sources of fat. And that's for a number of reasons. The first is fat is what our body uses to make, balance, produce our hormones. Progesterone, estrogen, it helps with balancing of blood sugar and insulin. If you don't have enough fat in your body, your cortisol can go wonky. And so fat is important just at the fundamental level of balancing your hormones to the point that it knows and your body knows what to do hormonally when it comes to getting pregnant. And so this means that you need to be focused on fats that your body can recognize and actually use. So seed oils, I know that people think the jury is still out. In my opinion, the jury has come back, the verdict has been read, and no seed oils. Seed oils are heavily deodorized. They are generally heavily processed, and none of that is what you want. You want pure, unadulterated, natural fats in your body. And so you want to be looking at things like butter, ghee, which is clarified butter, tallow, avocado oil, getting your fats and things from the source. Like, instead of having something like almond oil, I don't know if that exists, I'm sure it does. Instead, just have almonds, because you're going to get the fat from those almonds. You're also going to get fiber, you're going to get vitamins and minerals, you're going to get so many other things. And so focusing on animal-based fats, focusing on non-seed oil fats is going to be the type of fat that you want to be taking in as you are moving in process of your fertility journey. Fat is also going to make your breast milk amazing. It is going to balance your blood sugar before pregnancy, but also during pregnancy, and help you stay safe from things like gestational diabetes. You need to be making sure that the sources of fat in your life are abundant and they are high quality. Now, if you are coming to this conversation and you are fat phobic, and not fat phobic in terms of people, but you are scared of eating fat, you eat a lot of zero fat dairy, you have skim lattes, everything is fat free in your life, you need to divorce yourself from that thought process, because you are actually robbing your body of the building blocks of good hormonal function. But to add, there are many foods that naturally have a sugar content, but they also naturally have a fat content. Nature is perfect. And so when you eat that food with a little bit of sugar in it, but it has the fat in it, the sugar is nominal. Your body doesn't feel it because the fat acts as a buffer. But for things like dairy, when you skim the fat off, what you leave is the lactose, which is the milk sugar. So things like non-fat lattes, drinking a cup of 0% milk, that is actually a high sugar beverage, and that is bad for your blood sugar. And so on two fronts, we need to be thinking about the sources of fat in our life. One, because of the building blocks that they give us for our hormonal balance, but also because they protect our blood sugar and our blood sugar balance. Here's the thing about fat. If you are scared of eating it, I want you to know fat doesn't make you fat. Sugar does. And in this process of trying to get pregnant, trying to get and stay pregnant, you should not be concerned with, oh my God, I'm going to gain a couple of pounds. No. We need to be thinking of nutrient density. We need to be thinking of high quality, high fat foods. Also be thinking about protein. But you need to also look at if your body puts on a little bit of weight in the process of eating better for fertility, it's probably because you needed to gain weight in the first place. So I know that that can be a bit of a mind F for a lot of people, but I promise you that eating more high quality sources of fat only stands to boost your fertility. I am a lover of food source and supplement source when we are talking about eating to get pregnant, eating for fertility and pregnancy and postpartum. And what I mean by that is I want you to be eating a lot of good fats, butter, ghee, tallow, avocado oil, coconut oil. Like I want you to be eating those, but I also want you supplementing as well. Because here's the thing about a supplement, it's concentrated. It has a lot of the things you absolutely need in it and generally nothing more. And so what I mean by that is when you eat food source, so you are eating nuts, for instance, that has amazing fats in it. You're also getting fiber. You might be getting a tiny bit of protein. You are also getting vitamins and minerals. You're getting other things on top of the fat. So we like that because you're making the most of every bite. But when you are thinking about supplementation, this allows you to access the types of fat that are going to be used best in your body. And so I love an omega fatty acid supplement. I take one myself. On my period, I actually take more because fat also helps with period pain and your prostaglandin cues, which are pain registers in some ways. And so fat is also great for those of us who aren't in our TTC season. That being said, I love the omega fatty acids because they are so good for our egg quality and also for lowering our inflammation. When you think about fat, it again helps with balancing hormones, helps with balancing blood sugar, but it also is one of the things our bodies use to lower inflammation. If you are carrying a high inflammatory load, you have eczema, psoriasis, endometriosis, cystic acne, you break out in hives. Those are all signals that you are dealing with high inflammation in your body and little things can trigger it. And so eating and supplementing with fat is going to help bring that inflammation down. And that's why I like the supplement portion. When we eat our fats, that's where it's like hormonal balance, liver health, like all of the things we're going to access from the food source. The supplement source is what allows us to really target inflammation, which is the barrier to getting and staying pregnant. Now, you want to make sure that you choose the right omega fatty acid supplement. There are two types. There's high DHA and high EPA. DHA is for cognition, neurological issues. If you have Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, early onset or anything like that, you would be going toward that omega fatty acid. Also, when you are pregnant, that is the one you want to take because it helps build your baby's brain. Now, on the contrary, when you are in your prep for pregnancy, TTC era, you actually want to be having high EPA. So the high EPA is actually what helps your body with cortisol. It helps your body with inflammation, helps your body withstand things that cause inflammation. And so I always say high EPA is for the mom, high DHA is for the baby. So while you are in your prep season, a high EPA omega fatty acid is what you want to look for. Once we cross the bridge into pregnancy, then we are going to go to high DHA. You're also going to stay on high DHA when you are breastfeeding because we want those fats in your breast milk to transfer to your baby and continue to build their brain. We want smart babies, do we not? Nonetheless, all this to say, when you are thinking about what is the number one food that I should be eating to get pregnant, it is not just one food, it is one group of foods, which actually should be freeing for you because it means that you can create variety and it means that your food can taste delicious delicious. Cooking things in butter makes things taste delicious. As a chef, I can confirm. And so allow yourself to lean into the luxuriousness of fat in your diet, whether it's fat because you are eating a steak that is juicy and delicious, whether it's fat because you cooked your broccoli in butter and maybe a little bit of tallow. Maybe it's delicious because you made a Greek yogurt bowl that also had some full fat cottage cheese in it. You added some berries. Whatever that looks like, I want you to lean into fat as you are trying to get pregnant. Because if you have been avoiding fat or maybe just focusing solely on protein, you are missing the mark. Lastly, I want to leave you with this. When it comes to eating for fertility, I think a lot of people just want me and other people that do what I do to say, eat this one thing and it will help you get pregnant. Take this one supplement or this one food group. And that's just not how it works. It is a full spectrum. It is a full protocol. It is stacking the habits that lead to your body and you having a baby-friendly frame and then putting a baby in there. So often in this world, we talk about just the egg and we talk about very singular things, but that creates confusion. It also creates frustration because you might be doing that singular thing and still not getting pregnant. And the reason is because it is a full spectrum. It is a full protocol. It is a lifestyle shift because how you get pregnant is how you're going to be pregnant, is how you want to do postpartum, because it's going to mean that you feel good at each stage of this journey of parenthood and becoming and rising into your motherhood. And so I think it's important that you recognize that you have to pull from all different areas. You have to heal your gut. You have to balance your blood sugar. You have to think about what's going on with your liver. And all of that is going to help you really reframe the cortisol in your body and the stress and inflammation that your body carries. Until you start to understand those mechanisms, you're going to be taking shots in the dark and likely spending money on like these single things that you think are going to be the fix, and they're not. That's frustrating, it's disheartening, and it's just not the way forward. And also, shameless plug, the Fertility Blueprint helps you do all of this. The Fertility Blueprint targets blood sugar, gut health, liver health, stress, inflammation, and cortisol. There's also bonus content around bone broth, meal planning, and the diagnostics and testing that you absolutely need to know that you can get to uncover why you might not be getting pregnant. And so if you are ready to get pregnant this year, the Fertility Blueprint will help you do that. And the link is in the description. So I just want you to, again, feel empowered in knowing that it's not one meal that's going to ruin your ability to get pregnant. It's not having one bad food once a week, but it's about a full spectrum of things. And if you are filling your diet with healthy, high fat, good high fat foods, then it crowds out some of the other stuff that you don't need. And so instead of thinking about all the things you have to get rid of, think about all the things you get to enjoy. And it just reframes the mindset. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, please subscribe, please share, please comment. I love having you here and sharing this information because this is the information that helps you take your power back and reclaim your agency in this process. And I hope that it helped. I'll see you next time.